This program is brought to you by FanDuel, where we give sports fans the chance to win every day.
The absolute best Pelicans podcast in the world, with the best Pelicans podcasters in the world, here live to break down 2025 Pelicans Media Day. You know how we do. Let's get into it.
First took away. Gas with this. Get your money's worth now.
So the Pro Pels Talk, I am your host, Chris Connor here. We got Justin, we got Chaz here. We got Lala in the background on the ones and twos. And you were here yesterday. You saw us break down Joe Dumars' first half of Media Day. Now we get into some of the players. I'm sure by now you've seen all the quotes. You've seen Zion. 8:45. We have someone who was in the building, literally in the building. Rashad Milligan, friend of the show from NOLA.com. So that should be fun here around 8:45. Shout out to all the good people that support us here. John Deere, Sunshine, Taz, FanDuel. Perfect time to put in a Zion Williamson MVP bet. Scott Vicknair, you know what they do. They fight for the win. And yeah, it's pretty much this. I got Justin. I got Chaz here. First off, fellas, how y'all doing?
Oh man, just blessed and highly favored, man. How's everything going on y'all in?
Good, man.
Same,
Good.
man. Same. All right. So, chat as always, man. We will hear from y'all. Maybe if the show doesn't go 3 hours, we can get some people up at the end. I know some folks that wanted to talk. So, BP, appreciate you checking in from work, man. This morning you checked in from work too. What's going on? BP, what kind of job you work? You work 24-hour shifts? You need to call Scott Vicknair? We got you. All right. Yeah, man. So let's get it. Yeah, let's get into it here. Justin put together. No, you fine. We have a collage here, a plethora of clips and meaningful quotes here from Media Day versus going through each and every interview. Last time we did that, we were here once again about 3 hours. So now we're gonna give our same reactions, but we'll go through the clips that Justin and the team put together here. And yeah, man, we're gonna do what we do.
So yeah, it's just gonna be some Trey clips, Poole, Dejounte, Missi, what they said. Damn, X.
Ooh, we got X dog.
That's
in
how
the
we
building.
started, bro. That's
I was gonna
how
be-
we
I was gonna be
started.
cool, but fuck all that. You know how we doing. You know how we give it up.
Come on,
We got the motherfucking 50 piece in the building. X say still bullshit that they deny y'all media credentials, and now they got Grub too. Most embarrassing Bush League front office in the league. I trust y'all over anyone in that building for sure. Well, to be fair, you know, Joe and them just got here, so we ain't gonna hold no grudges on that. But you know, you could buy a bunch of these with that 50 bone. You can buy a bunch of them motherfuckers.
I love that you still have that.
All I want to say,
Still have that.
Thank you. X,
all I want to
brother.
say, X, appreciate you.
Appreciate
All
you.
I want to say is, look, if you gonna lie about anything, us, a team, I'm not pointing anything directly, or maybe I am. If you gonna lie big. Like just you gotta go. It's no point in lying on us and being some small tedious lie. Get that shit out of here. You gonna lie? Go like we need fake quotes. We need fake stories. All of that. I love it. Justin, go ahead.
Shout out to the bots too. By the way, Chaz, can you drop the link? Can you drop the link in?
Boy,
Did I do it too early?
Yeah, that was a heck of a fumble there, Justin.
I fumbled it. Damn.
Because I was gonna wait until he said it. But you know what? Fuck it.
That's the chest
we'll do
tap.
it live.
That's the
We'll
chest
do it
tap.
live.
Black.
It's the chest tap. I got excited. It's the chest tap.
It's fine. I ain't finished running my route yet, but we'll do it live. So we got these shirts. You know what I'm saying? It's for the kids. It's getting cold, so we also got the hoodies available. We got the black, you know what I'm saying? We got the red. Check it out. Stay over there. You know what I'm saying? Stay over there. We've been believing this team. We've been pushing the line. Shout out to my dog Ryan, who helped incredibly with these shirts. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat. And we appreciate all y'all rocking with us, man. We miss seeing some of the long time. Hey, loud.
Shout out to Loud.
We ain't fucking no spiders this season, Loud.
No
spiders this season, Loud. Fuck that. So it's business time. Shout out to my dog Justin for that alley-oop.
Hey, that's on me.
No, you good. Perfect.
So
You threw the pass open. Sometimes you gotta throw the receiver open. That's a hell of a pass.
You're right. So clips from Trey, and then we're gonna break down the Zion stuff. And just go through his interview. And then I thought everyone else was fine. Willie Green was just awful. No Troy Weaver, Chaz. No Troy Weaver.
Yeah, that was interesting. That all right. I'm not gonna sound no alarm this early, but whatever.
Okay. All right, let's play it. And then Chaz, Chris, let me know when to stop it.
For sure.
I mean, I think really what changed was just that, I had to work on different things earlier in the summer because I wasn't really able to, shoot threes until like middle of July or so. Like it was hard to shoot threes. So I worked a lot on, mid-range shots and getting to that second level. The contact portion, obviously I wanted to, play, but I think it was just, it gave me time to slow down and really just like work on things I really need to work on.
So I thought that clip was interesting with Trey, obviously coming off the shoulder surgery, telling me that saying that he couldn't shoot threes. So he found a way to expand his game even through injury, right? And working that mid game, and other things that, he wanted to work on this offseason. I guess like Chris, my question being, do you want Trey like working on his mid-range stuff, or would you rather him attacking rims and shooting threes?
Well, look, I mean, I don't think it's fair at this point. I wouldn't be any better than Willie Green if I put I thought Five here. I wouldn't be any better than Willie Green if I put Trey in a box. What's up, Five? And look at him through one lens. We've been talking about it since year one, year two. Trey sees himself in ways that some people can't imagine. They've had his family put together yearly plans once he got to the league on development and so on and so forth. So this isn't by accident. He's been working towards this. And I think, now with him rightfully being in a spot to being the second best player or a second option, you want him working on as much as he can. And, you gotta, you also, you always have that, that shadow of is Zion going to be healthier on the floor? Well, if he's not, those skills that Trey has, he's going to have to show them a lot more than he wants to. So, I mean, we got to see how training camp, progresses, and will we be seeing Trey Murphy led lineups, or will he be spending most of his time with Zion? Like what will be the goal in his development? What do they see going forward? I don't mind it, man. Whatever, he clearly has an all-star. I think you mentioned it. He has an all-star expectation, and I'm sure it doesn't end there. So whatever he feels at this point is the next step going into year 5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's time. It's time.
Yeah. See, before we get to Chaz, happy birthday, man. I appreciate the super chat.
Happy birthday, Zeke.
Appreciate Zeke.
Super chat. Go ahead, Chaz.
Oh, we got to read the brother's comment.
Shit, it's my birthday. Hey, the problem is, it's my birthday. I'm still in the building. It was an interesting meeting. I hope that chip is on everybody's shoulder. Stay over there.
Yes,
I couldn't.
That's all good. I think we got the media thing. It's fine. It's fine. And we got Trey. He didn't have a comment, but appreciate you, Trey, for the 5-piece.
Trey.
Thank y'all, man. We happy to see y'all. What's happening, 504?
What's up, 504? Yeah, go ahead, Chaz. About So this was off the injury. So the question was about his injury. And what he worked on the offseason. Then he talked about his mid-range and everything like that.
Well, those are absolutely things you want to hear as far as him expanding his game. Again, I think Trey is a no excuse kind of guy, and he's putting forth the effort. I think you see a change in his body composition as well coming into this media day, and you kind of can see his progression as the year was progressing. I think Trey is a time on task kind of guy. Hopefully he's able to get through this training camp with injury free. They can hit the ground running. This is, probably, I think this is his first unhealthy offseason, if I'm not mistaken. But he still managed ways to make it work. He still found ways to get better. And I'm happy that he's going to be available for the first day in training camp.
Jordan's obsession
Yeah.
with the game and the mindset and everything like that? How much have you seen that, and how much do you need that mindset in his team?
I'll give you an example. I heard a ball bouncing this morning when I was coming in for physicals, and JP was working out on the court already. So
Pause real quick.
It just shows you.
They talking about Jordan Poole like Kobe Bryant. and this is how and Chaz may have been talking about it yesterday. You know, it's like, man, listening to Jordan, it matches what everyone's saying, right? Chaz talked about it yesterday how at some point it just gets ridiculous. Like we had to change the code, you know, on the padlock, and he still somehow got in. You know, I don't, you know,
the strip on his key card wore out.
But but seriously, they're talking about Jordan Poole, and he had one of the best media days of today. I feel smarter listening to Jordan Poole, and that's a different conversation in itself, because I don't know if most people look at him as the intellect that I'm learning him to be. But yeah, people are responding. They are talking about him like he's Kobe Bryant. Yeah, it was 5 a.m. Man, I was just getting in here. I just woke up. Jordan Poole texted me, said he was at the court already. He just sent me a basketball. Where you at? Like, what? I don't know if it's getting ridiculous or I should really buy in. But y'all tell me, like, is the over-under on FanDuel still 31 wins? Because if Jordan Poole is putting in this kind of, like, if you got to drag him off the floor, or if you got to blindfold him to make sure that he doesn't, you know, like, I mean, dude, Joe Dumars, you telling Fears he got to go rest. What about Jordan Poole? You just let Jordan Poole come in at 3 a.m. after a late night out? Like,
I want to say this, and I'm going to pass it to 5 as well. I'm glad Jordan Poole is hard at work, because I've been hard at work. So I got these Jordan Poole shirts I happen to have one on, as you can see. You know, we got the red, we got the black and blue, you know, NWO Wolfpack minus Hogan. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. So I'm telling you, I'm all in with this team this year. I'm happy to hear Jordan Poole is hitting the ground running as well. He's a champion, man. He's been around greatness. He's witnessed greatness up close. And hey, look, hey.
How did?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? We got some champs in the building.
Unbelievable. Is it overplayed? Yeah, Chris, but like, it's kind of like, it's refreshing to hear at least. Like, is it ridiculous? Yeah, like it's a little overblown, but like
ridiculous in the real world kind
it
of
is. But like,
like,
it's just like, you know, a fresh breath air kind of thing. Follw, you got anything on that?
I got 5 on it. Dog, that's been Jordan Poole's MO though, right? Like, this isn't like a facade. Like, this is going back to Golden State. Like, you heard about his workouts with Steph. Then even going to Washington, like, that was still the consistent thing for him to work out a lot. I follow his photographer, which has been his like photographer for like the last 7 years. I think that's all of his career. They're consistently in the gym, right? And shout out to Megan Glover, WDSU, I believe, for the question.
That was her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was refreshing to hear her. She was on her shit.
Yeah. 2 really good questions. She even asked Jordan about Trey and him working out and shooting competitions and stuff like that. So shout out to her. But I hope this is like one of those things that actually, you know, they talk about like having an older guy and like, or somebody that's been around the league a little bit and how they can be influential to younger people. I really do think Jordan Poole can be influential. Unlike CJ was just like older, so it always felt like it's coming from a like Jordan. Nah, Jordan damn near cooler than you, so you might want to be like Jordan.
He got a different energy about him. And I mean, look, I was just in the city, not too long ago, and I saw him hooping over there on Claiborne. So I mean, wherever there's a hoop, I'm lying, but you see how easy this is, Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's almost as if like Jordan was that kid that always had a basketball.
No, I believe it though. I'm talking shit, but I actually do believe it, because as we get to his clips at some point, this motherfucker really understands the game, and I don't think he gets enough credit for his mind.
Oh, and Chris, I know we'll get to the Jordan Poole thing, but like even you texted the group today, like just talk about his off ball. Like I actually learned something today from Jordan Poole, like just in his interview, like just him talking about basketball.
Guy he is when it comes to working out and taking his game seriously. When we were in Laguna, after everybody was done, me and him worked out once again. So I know he really takes it seriously. And, you love seeing guys do stuff like that because then it makes me think, all right, now I have to work harder, or I'm going to make sure I'm still working because I know he's going to be right behind me. I have a photo album in my phone that has every slight against the Pelicans or myself. So I think that can answer your question.
Any thoughts on that?
It's cool to have. I mean, doesn't hurt to have, but at the end of the day, it costs money to make money. I was gonna say another expression, but it costs money to make money. So you gotta go out there and ultimately show improve on the court, because the worst thing you can do is prove someone right in this scenario. So, but it's good to have a chip on your shoulder, and people are motivated by different things. So if he's going to use that for motivation to have the best season he's ever had, I think is incredible. Hey, whatever fuels the fire, brother, I'm with you.
Jared, would you think of Trey being first today for the Pelicans? Do you think that was intentional, or you think that was just a coincidence?
I don't know. Possibly, right? He's probably like the best one, like, a front-facing person. He speaks well, can get, then he's rehab well, so he's ready to go. So it's a good story to attach to, right? You're not starting off with like possible Zion injury, that sort of thing. It's a good person in front of a camera that speaks well. It's probably going to be the spokesperson for your team. It's good to have him first. So I do think it's intentional. Now, who thought of that is the key. And I'm going to go. What? Man, get your ass in there. All right, thanks, bro. Get out. I'm going to go. Yeah, who would think of this? I'm not putting it on the communication people.
You think Joe Dumars?
It had to be Joe. Yeah, I don't see nobody else thinking of this or being strategic.
Fair.
Thanks, Jeff. What the conversation's been like with Willie in terms of maybe your role
Pause it,
this
Chris.
season, what he
No, I was just want to
Man,
comment.
he's been telling me basically just kind of keep doing what you're doing. You got to be willing to learn. Continue to take coaching. And basically, you got to help kind of lead the team, especially from the point guard position. And that's one of.
So to lead the team, Willie Green said to lead the team. He's got to lead the team. And I think, yeah, as like a point guard, I understand. Like as an 18-year-old, I don't expect him to lead the team. Like, do you think that's what he meant by that?
I mean, there's multiple ways that even at his age that you could go by leading. It could simply be knowing spots where guys know like the basketball. It could simply be how you organize the setup, the pace you play at, the distribution of the basketball, all those things. I don't know if it's simply from it doesn't have to necessarily be about him being vocal or him getting on guys necessarily. But I guess it really depends on how you interpret that. I think, Willie could have been talking about what it takes to win in this league, period. I don't know what that means, or it takes to succeed in the league, period, at that position. It may not be this is what you have to do to earn minutes and be viable this particular year.
I think it's an interesting shift. So watching the Brian Shaw clip the other day when he's speaking about Phil Jackson, I think with a guy like Jeremiah Fizz, it's someone that the worst thing you could do is try to minimize his confidence. So I think you want to give him as much confidence as possible, even if you're not being necessarily sincere about it. But I do think you want to just instill that confidence. Like, yo, man, you next up. next up, once you grab the bull by the horns. Now, personally, I don't believe this. I think he may be misinterpreting this, and I also think Jeremiah Fears is pretty media trained. So we'll see what happens with that.
I hope Willie does actually give him a shot, though.
Things he was constantly preaching to me, continue to be vocal, whether they're older or not. Just continue to be vocal and try to put everybody in the right position, especially on the offensive end. And you got to go out there and
Pick up the 3-point game. You've been working on your threes at all?
I feel like need to be able to do like the stuff around the basket first to be able to spend the game. Whenever I will be being excellent at it, I'll probably try all the stuff. But for now, just the focus is around the paint, finishing through contact, and be focused on that.
Thank you, Yves, friend of the show. Take care of the things that is gonna get you paid and it's gonna get you minutes. You're not gonna get many opportunities to shoot threes, and even if you do, you have not perfected that element of your game yet. There's no reason to rush the process. Work on the things, your biggest weakness, and the things that you're gonna have the highest volume of opportunities, which is finishing around the basket. That's simply it. We saw him across summer league miss so many bunnies. He also missed free throws as well. That's somebody who's self-aware, because he could have gave the 3-point conversation a little bit more. Yeah, man. I've been practicing. I shoot about 5 a day. I did this. He basically said, nah, that's not on the list right now. Right now, I need to be finishing around the rim. I need to be hitting my free throws, those things. And one thing at a time, for someone of his age and someone who's still learning the game, that's promising, and I think really good. Like that's what I want to hear out somebody like that, who we're still unsure what his role is going to be, adding Kevon Looney to the mix, and then Carlo or whatever, and then once Queen gets going, that's good to hear.
Justin, I'm very interested in your take on that as a coach. What do you make of his answer?
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about in the summer league, kind of like piggyback what Chris is saying, but the thing with Missi that I'm impressed with is that he really learns quickly and understands. Like, he has a really good understanding of what he needs to work on, what he's already good at, and what he needs to obviously like improve on. And like, I think y'all guys saw it. Like I didn't expect much out of Missi last year, and like I thought after every single week, after every single month, he got better and he got better and he got better. I was a little disappointed in the summer league, but I think, you can't take too much stock out of that, and just listening to him talk, and like, it looks like he's added a lot of muscle. Like, it looks like he's actually like just improved overall. And I just like his self-awareness, to be honest with you. I was impressed with Missi today.
Likewise. I think it's a testament to my mentorship. I think him, hey, Yves, running, dunking, jumping, brother. That's that question. I've been mentoring him. I've been talking to him. He's been taking the information in stride, running, dunking, and jumping, brother, and rebounding. And I think he's up for a quality year this season. Shout out to Yves Missi, man, doing the work.
You think he starts day one?
I don't think it matters necessarily. I think he's a co-starter, truthfully. I think about 20, 23 minutes a night. 20, maybe 25
it doesn't matter.
minutes.
He's going to get 25 minutes a night, whether it just doesn't matter.
Oh, because look, I think about Jackson Hayes, right? Who was just as raw as or close to as undeveloped as Yves was.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't like Jackson wasn't talking like this year too.
No.
Jackson was already looking forward to expanding his game and working on the things behind the perimeter and so on and so forth. You just no.
Wasn't year two when AD shouted out like Jackson Hayes was nailing corner threes and everything? Wasn't that year two?
Yeah. Like Jax was trying to skip steps. He was like, and I'm sure in his mind he got the right people in his ear. You'll get there. But Five has said this a lot. Like, don't worry about that right now. That when that time is available, it will be there. You're too good of an offensive rebounder to be in a situation when you're far away from the rim. You know what I mean? Focus and perfect the little things, the things that's going to get you minutes, get you paid, get you double doubles and those things. And then year 3, year 4, we can talk about going out to the perimeter, one thing at a time. So I loved everything he said.
Oh, there's 2 points to you. This is really my third favorite interview of the day. It alluded to something that Jordan Poole said. He was like, he was playing with one of the Pelicans, and they told him he'd rather the ball, like, throw it a oop rather than catch it. And I'm like, that's Yves for sure, right? But I would challenge Yves, like, to do the things that you aren't comfortable with, right? Like, you need to be able to catch bounce passes because it ain't always gonna be pretty. Like, it ain't always gonna be perfect. You know what I mean? Like, these are gifted NBA players, but these are also playing against other gifted NBA players. So any way they can get you the ball, you need to be able to catch and finish. And to be honest, catch first, then finish. I thought it showed a level, like his interview showed a level of like intuitiveness about himself. Like, I understand me. I know I need to get better at these specific things. Chris said he skipped those, like Jackson Hayes skipped those steps. Like, he tricked himself out of money, out of millions. I think Yves sees this as like, no, I really can get paid by doing really simple things. And I heard a lot of talk about screening today. That made me really excited. To be honest, that made me like, okay, we got some understanding here. I just want to see if the words translate to the floor.
I think a lot of guys, Jared, like to like just watch their highlights and everything like that. Like, that's just, I truly think when Missi's watching film, he's like, what can I get better at? Where am I struggling at? And look, and it's not for every player. If you like, you'd be lying to yourself. Like, a lot of players just watch, highlight dunks, shots, whatever it may be. I truly think Missi grades himself on where he's failing and tries to get better at that.
This would be my last point to it. Like, if you really love basketball, you'll love Yves. Like, it ain't the little things. If the little things matter to you on the basketball floor, you're gonna like him. You're gonna, like, some way, somehow find a way to like him because he does things like with a thought to it. Like, oh, that makes sense. Now, if he learns like the pace, the patience, which I think he'll learn from Looney, I think he can be really good, man. Not like also level good, but a really good basketball, like a pro.
And shit, he's only been playing basketball for what, 5 years? Organized basketball for 5 years? Something around that. I mean, this guy could be living with Missi.
I don't leave the house much. It's hot. It's definitely hot outside.
God,
but it's
Ooh. God damn.
Booyaka.
Jeez Louise.
Hey,
We talking big bucks, no wings.
Time out. I need to process this. We need a commercial. We need a commercial. Oh, hold on, Justin.
I do want to read this comment before we get to the commercial, though.
Please go. Oh wait,
because I do think it's important. I do it because we did support. Like, so this is Jalen. So
Jalen,
I want to read this out. Jalen, wanted to show y'all some love after y'all shared my former high school head coach Joe Ritchie's GoFundMe while he battles cancer. They passed their goal of 18K and is currently at 21K. Can't thank you guys enough. He's doing alternative treatment in Mexico. He's progressing well. Much love. That is awesome. Awesome fucking news, man.
That is incredible to hear, man. That is incredible to hear. Shout out to you, Jalen, brother.
That's awesome, man. Shout out to your coach, man. That's
hell yeah.
That's great news. Making a difference.
Many blessings.
Damn, that's crazy. This is the group they wanted to kick out the building. And, man, my bad.
Some drug guy yelled at the media pass. It was out of control.
Allegedly.
No.
Wait, hold on. Disorderly drunken.
Disorderly drunken with the media pass. That Lakers game will forever live in infamy. Shout out to the bots. If you're a bot, you know who you are. Make sure you smash the like button. Appreciate y'all.
Ooh, it's cool. My mom was out here for a little bit. She did a lot more exploring than I did, and I think something that stood out to me was just how like welcoming the people are. So I played in California and I played in DC, and both of those places are where people come and they move to these areas, to these cities. So you're not getting the actual locals, which is different in New Orleans. The people who are here are from New Orleans, which is dope because they want you to experience the good or the better parts of the city or the best restaurants or they want to have positive outlook and positive outcomes. So it's been dope. It's been dope, but it's definitely hot.
What are your thoughts on that, Chris? I mean, I know it is definitely hot. What are your thoughts on Poole?
My thought is that Jordan Poole he's infatuated with details. Even the way he breaks down the difference in how New Orleans is set up in regards to the population of people that live here versus the living in California and living in DC. His thoughts, his observation based off a lot of people moved there versus you have a lot of people that were born in the city of New Orleans. Like you get people that actually care about the city versus I just decided to move here or I'm retiring here or I'm just here for school or I'm here for work. Like even that, and he has a bunch of different things that go into his thoughts about details versus just like the low-hanging fruit of a conversation. If you ask Jordan Poole a question about scoring a basket, he might break down an entire play or an entire concept, because to him there's multiple routes and multiple ways that something can happen. And it's refreshing because you pick up on that easily. And this is a team, an organization that I think has neglected certain details, that has neglected certain small things that don't, nuances that make really good basketball teams. Him, and I don't know if it's in this clip, but him talking about himself as a screener is probably my favorite part of media day, because this dude he's somebody who's going to put up 20 points a night. If you don't know much about Jordan Poole, you don't think about that. You think about a dude, that's trying to get his own, a dude that won a chip. You think of like most people think they think of a volume scorer. They think of someone who's a microwave. They don't think of somebody who's as smart and gifted mentally as he is in regards to processing and breaking down things. Talking about screens, saying, he said he hadn't had a good screen in 2 years, but talking about even, the nuances in, a big picking versus, a big deciding to pop. Like, just, I was completely impressed with every single part of him, just showing how, he made us smarter. He made that even the average to the above average person that's watching this smarter about the game. And sometimes, like, that's needed. So if he's doing that for us as a young veteran coming into this situation, you would have to believe it can be and even have a bigger impact with the guys that he's playing with night in and night out.
Chad, share anything before we?
I agree with Chris totally.
For sure.
Talked about
For sure.
Character and chemistry. You've had success at the highest level. Did you see anything in this group that kind of tells you that this could be a special group?
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to have to force or like go out of your way to push guys and want to be better. We got a lot of guys in the locker room who are naturally motivated, who want to come in early. There was a conversation we had where so I was coming to the gym at 7 or 7:30, and then I look over at Herb, and Herb was like, "All right, I'll be here at 7." I'm like, "All right, Herb, now I gotta come 6:45," and then Herb like, "Well, I gotta come in 6:30." So we got guys.
I'm up. You know how some people say a lie don't care who tell it. I think that's incorrect. I think even the lies had enough at this point. It's like this is a fictional conversation. I think even if it did happen, it's a ridiculous conversation, right? It's totally ridiculous. But I think it's fictional. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that it is fictional. But if that did, it's just like, all right. It's all right. Let's stop it.
That is a thing amongst NBA circles. So I'm gonna shoot him some bill. Like, that's a thing amongst guys that hoop. I remember LeBron was talking about him and Maxey. They have like similar trainer. Coincidentally, I follow one of their photographers, and like they talk about how Maxey was trying to beat Braun into the gym. Like, so this is a thing amongst them. I don't know what kind of relevance it really plays into it, right? Like, y'all doing this every day? Is this like a one-off thing? Like, you're only gonna hoop for a couple of hours and you're gonna go home. Like, what's the true benefit of it? But I do think that competition is good. Any kind of competition you go against your teammates is relevant.
who just love the game but are also competitive, which is extremely important at the highest level, and that's everybody in there. So I think that is a formula for success for sure.
I mean,
Wow.
Dejounte Murray's shoulders get bigger, or is this
Man, well, but like,
I mean, he is.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to him, man. Dude look like Bulldog or Street Fighter. I think
dude's putting a lot of work, man.
Brother been in the weight room, man, doing this thing. Some of that's probably because the cardio, he can't really do as much cardio as he's typically used to. But shout out to him, man. Shout out to him for putting in the work because he don't look fat. He look like Bill.
Like he just tore his Achilles. I think even in the interview he talked. Someone asked him earlier, like something about playing. Dejounte was like, I think I can get 10 down and backs in under like 56 seconds. And if that's true, like, I mean, dude, look, the injury sucked, and he had that whole interview and the pivot and everything like that. But like he's working. He wants to get back, for better or for worse. I don't know when he's going to come back, but
beard and everything.
He's putting in the work, man.
We talked about this, like even when he had his first injury, he just doesn't, for better for worse, he only knows one way to attack these kind of things, and that's to do it in an aggressive nature in regards to a return. He came back early from the broken hand. Is that what it was? Yeah. And when we were talking about
Griff made him come back early, but
okay, well, yes, but it doesn't.
If he hurt his hand in that game,
also if he hurt that, but that's
either right. Regardless of the fact that Dejounte was going to return ahead of schedule, he probably could have took accountability, in regards to him wanting to return just as much as maybe the organization did, if that was the case. But neither here nor there. Point being is that Achilles, same thing with him. If the timetable was January or December, I expect him to be delusional enough to believe he's coming back in November. It's just it feels like he's that kind of sicko, and there's good and bad with that. I just hope he's taking care of himself enough to where he is not putting himself in jeopardy or risk to come back. Make sure that, yes, if you are ahead of a schedule, great. You're way ahead of schedule, great. But do not put yourself in a situation where you're putting yourself in any type of harm. Hopefully that ties into the conversation that Joe was talking about yesterday with the medical staff, and some of the things that they've had conversations with about guys returning and at certain strength, whether it's 75, 90%, versus put him in harm's way.
Chris, you want to bring Rashad on now? Then we'll get to the Zion stuff.
Let's do it.
Let me get Rashad up here. Go ahead. Okay, Chris.
Yo,
Rashad.
What's on, fellas?
Oh man, nothing much, man. Just ducking them Falcons, brother. Ducking them Falcons. We in good company right now.
What's up with you, man? Well, welcome to the show, man. Guys, if you don't know, Rashad Milligan, friend of the show, was with the join a couple months ago, doing really good work with NOLA.com, and was in the building today. I will start off here, and guys, if you have any questions in the comments in the chat, please put them out. We'll try to make the best of this time that we have him for. Rashad, if you have any type of just simply, I guess your grandest observations, your most, the things that stuck with you the most about what you saw from this team today in totality, you can kind of start there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The first thing I think I saw was really like Dejounte, like you guys was just talking about it. Dejounte's maturity. Over Dejounte for a while now, since like Atlanta and stuff like that. And it seems like he had such a crazy year, like for the last 365 days, from the hand injury to losing his family, and then coming back, and then a month later the Achilles, and then the personal life stuff this summer, all that drama. And I asked him about what has he learned this past 365 days, and he was like, that I don't know anything. And I feel like in the past, Dejounte would have been like, oh man, tough times, tough people. It ain't nothing I've seen before. Where I come from in Seattle, like he's been saying that for like the past 5 years nonstop. And he finally gave a different answer. And that really, like, I don't know, it just seemed like he's been humbled, and that really impressed me. The Zion thing, I don't know, because other people have told me that he's been doing this before at media days, of saying all the right things, and and kind of like it's the same thing over and over. However, you can't fake the physical appearance. Like you can say things, so yeah, there's that. Anything else that really stood out to me? It seems like the guys are very lighthearted. It's a lighthearted bunch. Kind of, they're goofy and tell jokes and kind of joke on one another. And those are the early takeaways for me, to be honest.
Who would you say was, I don't want to say your favorite interview, but like the most productive interview today that you learned something from somebody?
I want to say Zion, but like I said, like other people were like, I've heard this before from Zion. So like, to me, it was very convincing as a newcomer. I'm like, oh man, I really like what this sounds like.
Fair.
Chaz 5 either.
Oh, I didn't know Justin was on. So just picking up on the vibe, to us, the one thing that I can say without a doubt that is different from like past Zion years now, despite some of the situations in the public eye he may find himself in. Zion is really media savvy, but I never seen Zion look this way. Even in like the best, I guess we could say best we've seen him at media day, this is something different. Like this guy has to be like 270, 265. This looks way different. Is that striking in person?
No,
like
100%.
The stark contrast.
100% it was. I think it really, for me, to be honest, it started last season when he had that. It's I don't know. It's particular things that I don't think people talk about much. But it was the remember the joint. He had like 2 triple doubles in the span of 2 weeks.
Yep.
And then I asked him about like how does he feel. He said like this is the best he's felt physically playing and stuff like that. I think it started then where he looked lighter, he was moving better and everything, and he looked different. And there was the report that he's playing at the lowest weight of his career. I think it started then. So it's not like some overnight, dang, what happened to Zion? This has been something that's kind of been going on since his rehab last season. So yeah. But the physical is something you can't change. Words, you can gift of gab all you want, but the work is going to show for sure.
You mentioned gift of gab. My bad, Chaz.
No, I'm done.
My bad, bro. You mentioned gift of gab, and someone that I don't think has any gift of anything. Willie Green. Like, what would you make of his remarks? How would you grade his pressure? Was there anything you took from him from a coaching standpoint? A guy going into his 5th season as head coach, right? What did it change anything? Huh? 5th? Yeah, it's 5th.
Yeah, 5th.
Should be 5th. Yeah.
Willie, it was a bunch of coach speak because he was saying like it's the standard and the standard. And then I just asked the simple question, what is the numerical value of the standard? Is it 40 wins? Is it 50 wins? And he was like, well, the standard is to compete. And I was like, that's not an answer. But
can I ask you this? Can I ask you this, brother? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot here. So were you in Joe's press conference yesterday?
No, I wasn't. I was out of town for Joe's.
Okay. Have you seen it?
No. I saw a clip of like him talking about the standard and him getting on Zion, and that's all I saw.
Right. To me, because this is my perception. It seems like the team is trying to be very careful as to not set any concrete expectations. Was that your takeaway from the answer you received to your question?
It's different because even though Willie Green said that, everybody else was kind of concrete in their goals, like just outright. Like Jeremiah Fears, I want to say, was the one who outright said playoffs, and he's the one that outright said, "I want to be rookie of the year." Buddy, who said, "Oh, Trey Murphy, of course, said, I asked him straight up, do you want to be all-star?" He said, absolutely. Herb Jones said that, he didn't care about winning defensive player of the year if they won a championship this year. I think that's it. That's all I could really, but like everybody else gave concrete answers. Zion didn't want to give away his goals and expectations, but I think it was really just Coach was the only one that like didn't give a number or like a specific goal. It's just like we want to compete.
Okay.
Rashad, I want to go back to what you mentioned about Dejounte Murray. That was interesting to me. Your question to him about his past year and you feeling as if it kind of humbled him. What do you think? Having an opportunity to kind of see him in person, to have different conversations with him over the past few years, what do you think that's going to do for someone like him who feels, he appears to feel like he has to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders consistently. He has to move with a chip on his shoulder. He has to carry, he has to lead, versus sometimes maybe taking a step back and kind of letting things progress around him a little bit. How do you think that's going to help him in a positive way? If we're simply talking about what it could mean if he's going to return to this particular team, going into, I would say, a crucial part in his career, the next stretch here.
All right, so I have to say this, like the kind of thing. I don't know Dejounte Murray personally. I don't know DJ, anything like that. So I'm not a licensed therapist or anything. In this now, maybe this is projecting. I don't know.
Go ahead, brother. We project all the time.
Yeah, I know, but like
it's based off of your
Bill.
Experiences with him. You know what I mean?
It just seems like really like trauma for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like he's going through a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he tells his story, and you're like, dang, bro. Like he barely he barely played in high school, this and that. He had to be a grown man at 15. Like you feel for him when he tells his story, and I feel like a lot of that has always kind of like followed him and his mentality throughout his early career of just being like, I've always had to be a grown man. And sometimes I think it's okay to not have to be a grown man. So I think that's like the first time I've seen him be kind of vulnerable to like, I'm still a child that doesn't know anything like in life. And I think that will help him, like maybe that helps him into life of just like, I don't always have to be the guy. I don't always have to shoulder all of the load. I have teammates that do this and do that. They said, pause. My bad. I don't even know what I said.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of that. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
but yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Was it load? Was it shoulder to load? Was that
I was hoping you didn't repeat it. I was hoping
because it was just there was like pause and it was like I was like, dang, what did I say? It was like shoulder to load. Like okay,
all right.
Three times. Three times losing.
Pause again. All right, man. Yeah.
Rashad, who you think for like your expectations question, like who you think gave the best answer in your opinion?
Of expectations.
Like, of course,
I like Jeremiah. I like Jeremiah Fears, like just outright honesty, and optimism. I did like Trey Murphy, his assertiveness with the joint where he was just like a pause with what Trey Murphy said. Absolutely, like no hesitation. He just straight up said. Yeah, I think that was the one I was like, yeah, because it was something that might seem like an obvious question or obvious answer, but I think as a fan you want to hear him say like, yeah, I want to be an all-star this year outright.
Rashad, I don't know if you were at Media Day last year or this is your first one.
No. I just I started in October and I moved in January.
Got it. All right. So just from your standpoint, you were able to see them kind of interact off camera, right? Like do photo shoots and like the background stuff. Like, how was that atmosphere? Like, how did they more so interact with each other? You know, implementing new people. You know, of course, it's not their first time seeing each other, but you know, in this setting, cameras everywhere, people everywhere. Like, what was that experience like?
Yeah. Last year, see, the thing is, last year they didn't seem like they hated each other, and I think that was kind of concerning because it's like you go in the locker room, they lose, and everybody just kind of just be laughing and stuff. You know, like it'd just be a lighthearted, you know what I'm saying, kind of atmosphere. I was like, these dudes don't hate each other. I think that was the first time, like me being an outsider. Like I mentioned this the first time I came on the show, like a month ago, like about the Zion thing. I realized Zion doesn't hate being in New Orleans. Like as an outsider, I thought Zion hated like New Orleans and he was ready to get out and force his way to like somewhere else. I was like, oh, he loves it down here because he can kind of get away with whatever to be frank. And like yeah, the locker room, bro, was pretty lighthearted. Like they liked each other. Like CJ, Trey, and those guys are, you know, it was all cool.
Did you see differences? Or did you see stark differences from your previous experiences covering other teams when, you know, there was, you know, losses at bay or they were going through tough times?
The Hawks are just like, and shout out to the Hawks in Atlanta, but like the Hawks just generally kind of have like boring teams. So it's like the Pelicans, I felt like, you know, guys like CJ, it's certain guys that just have like, you know, when Larry Nance was on the Hawks, like he brought like personality to the Hawks, which you guys know about. I'm trying to think, like it's certain players that just have like, Evan Turner.
They don't agree with Larry Nance, dog. They
don't like Larry Nance Jr. He was cool.
Did you see him?
Cool.
Did you
friend
see the
of
eyes?
the show.
Cool.
Friend
Friend
of the show.
show.
Yeah,
Ball shirts and everything. Yeah. Larry Stamp.
Larry Nance was a great community advocate here in his time here. He's a great human being. I'm so happy he's playing somewhere else, but he was a great human being.
Like my dog, man.
Larry had great moments here, dog.
Yeah. The thing that's fascinating to me, Rashad, because when I think about Trae Young, I'm like, yo, this dude's a killer. He's a serial killer. So when I think about how his like who he is on the court and his theatrics, even though he seems a little soft-spoken in the media, not to Patrick Beverly, but you better never let Patrick Beverly talk crazy to you. But yeah, so he seems a little soft-spoken during interviews, but I would have thought that it would have been a bit more rowdiness or like, yo, we went to the Eastern Conference Finals. We don't like losing here. I'm surprised that wasn't the element.
No, it was like it was only like a few certain people. Like Dwayne Dedman, he was a character. He was pretty funny. You know, it was only like a few people every now and again, but for the most part, but it's always been like this before trade, like Paul Millsap and Al Horford, like Jeff Teague, like that. That's why everybody in Atlanta was like, "Yo, who is this?" When 520 popped off, because Teague was boring, bro.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you to follow up quickly because you spoke about Willie and his the way he chose to answer. When you think about a guy like Snyder, do you see a similar way of answering, or is it more in detail? Is it more like goal oriented? What would you say in your experience?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think most guys, like most coaches, just kind of keep things surface level during their availabilities and don't really answer anything. You know, but I think to get the good stuff out of guys, you kind of have to ask them like specific basketball questions, and I think that's where you get the good stuff. If they're open to it, which I think Shamit, shout out Shamit, he does a great job of doing that during the press conferences and stuff. So, yeah.
I'll be honest with you, Rashad. From my experience, asking Willie Green a basketball question will not get the answer you would want. I had to start going to other coaches to even see how other, interviews were being ran. One being Pop, the other one being Taylor Jenkins in Memphis. Like, I was so like astounded at the fact that he gave me a legit basketball, and that just sent me on a quest to find, what coach would give me a decent answer about something about basketball, because they are the experts, truth be told, or supposed to be. Like, my job is to learn from you. So if you want one, good luck. Hopefully you get an answer from Willie Green around basketball questions.
I want to answer this question real quick from the chat. What's his name? Wahab Sharif.
Wahab.
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
They're
Shout
not
out
in the
Wahab.
same conference.
Why is there nothing between the Hawks and those?
Not in the same conference. That's it.
True. Not in the same division. Yeah.
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 Saints and Falcons been connected for a long time. Long time. We talking decades on decades. Rashad, let me I'm curious, out of the newcomers, whether it be the rookies or the veterans, from Sadiq Bey to Jordan Poole, to who am I missing? But out of the new arrivals, who was it anyone that stuck out to you in regards to their time with you guys, to some of the way that they answered things, like Kevon Looney, for example? Anyone
like
stuck out,
Looney.
or were they all
I
around
like
the same?
Looney. I like Looney.
Okay, what'd you like?
Looney was there for like 17 minutes. Like, they kept asking him. I was like, dang, like, I got this many questions for Kevon, but like, I guess it makes sense. Like, you come from a championship background. Like, it's only two of them with that experience, with that resume, him and Jordan. And
man,
not Willie Green.
Rashad.
Willie Green.
Come on,
Shout
bro.
out Willie Green, man.
Come on,
no, I remember Willie Green from them days. Shout out Willie Green, man.
I was on the staff too, though. I was just starting out, but go ahead.
No. I was just saying, shout out Willie Green. I remember him from like the playing days as well, outside of like being an assistant. I don't know. It was just I randomly thought about it. Yeah. Kevon's the oldest. He's 29, and he's played. This will be his 11th season. He's the elder statesman.
I had a question for you, Rashad, concerning Sadiq Bey, because I was a fan of Sadiq Bey in Atlanta. I thought Sadiq Bey was balling and was about to get a new contract up until he got injured. What do you see about? What do you think about Sadiq Bey's play if he can return to form with that second unit? Do you think that he could give that second unit an offensive boost that is lacking right now?
Yeah. Sadiq Bey, I was just telling somebody his game and stuff like that at like after he was speaking. He's I think the quintessential 3-and-D guy, very tough. Like, when he was walking out, it was like the Fox 8 guy, the cameraman was like, man, he looks like a football player. Yeah, he's like a tough player for sure. Quintessential 3-and-D, put him in the corner, and he's kind of money from that corner three. And then defensively, he's consistent as they come. I don't know. The chat's gonna give me for that one, but
Okay,
all right, cool.
He's going.
But yeah. I mean, Sadiq, he a decent player. He a decent role player, decent rotational player for sure. Hawkins, I didn't get anything from Hawkins. He said something about, like, someone asked him about Angel Reese at the end, and I thought that was a pretty cool answer he gave about Angel. He was like, we all knew she was going to be something. She played with her brothers and the dudes around the neighborhood. We all knew she was
Angel Reese. Yeah.
Other than that, there was nothing noteworthy from Jordan Hawkins.
Who do you think Jordan Hawkins played with?
Who I think Jordan Hawkins played with?
Yeah, when Angel Reese was playing with, like, her brothers and cousins. Do you think Jordan Hawkins was like in those runs, or you think he was like somewhere else?
I would assume he was there. Like, I would assume like it would be like the top people in the neighborhood, but I don't know if he's from like their exact neighborhood or just in the area. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought he's from like the PG like county area. He had a very quick Q&A. That was kind of shocking.
It was like 4 minutes. It was like
people were just asking him really like, how do you feel versus last season? I think he had it because Hawk had like, I don't know if people really remember, but I think when B.I. first went out last year.
Oh,
like
yeah.
He was hooping. And then he got hurt himself, and then he came back, and it was never just anything. It was never the same. It was just kind of.
Okay. All right. Well, look, man, you guys have any
I'm
more?
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Five, you had a question, right?
I'm just more so like the remark off Sadiq. I think Peavy is somebody Sadiq could actually like look at and like model his game after, if anything. I don't know if you were able to talk to.
Yeah, no, he was talking about the same thing of like what he really wanted to work on was the 3-and-D essentially, which is Sadiq's like kind of entire build. It's just 3-and-D role guy in the league. And he said, the 3 is something that, he hopes to bring to the NBA. I think he said he shot like 40% or something like that at the end of college. And, he takes a lot of pride in defense. It was nice hearing Herb Jones talk about defense. I like those like little things of when players talk about that stuff. And then Kevon Looney was talking about screening. Of course, that's like kind of the thing that took off nationally of Jordan Poole talking about the screens and stuff. And but and everybody said it's illegal screens, but
he said he offended a couple people, which I'm like, damn. Shout out to JV, he offended my son, man.
Oh, he's a Wizards fan or something.
No, Jonas Valanciunas. I kind of took him under my wing, and
okay.
and he was with the Wizards for a while, and I'm like, you saying? You're like, I don't remember it wasn't a bit of an outrageous comment on the cool. You're like, I don't know the last time I had a good screen. So you're like, damn.
You got some personality though, like that's cool. Keep it interesting this season,
JP,
man.
my guy.
I don't want no, you know what I'm saying, boring locker room, bro. Like,
especially
if they start losing, like that. Like that's the worst when a team is losing and they're boring. Like it's like, okay, what am I doing here, bro?
Don't say.
Welcome to our lives. All right, guys. Well, look, man, that was Rashad Milligan, man. We appreciate you coming up here again, man, and we'll talk to you throughout the season. Let the people know where to find you again and what you're working on right now.
Yes, what I'm working on right now, I'm just getting up stuff from Media Day, so you can check that out on NOLA.com if you want to. If you don't, that's fine as well. I don't think I said anything incriminating.
What you got your socials?
Yeah. No. I was trying to think. I was like, I said like the Hawks are pretty boring sometimes in the locker room. Like in terms of their answers in the locker room.
Nah, man. You kept it professional, bro.
Okay. All right, cool. I said Willie didn't really answer the question because he didn't. That's why I asked to follow up.
Yeah.
We appreciate you pulling up, man.
Okay, all right. No. Hey, I'm trying to. Hey, look,
all right with us?
I got bills. I can't lose
the bots
my job.
are watching, Rashad. The bots are watching, bro.
Yeah.
Watch out.
I love the owners and the people who pay us all the money, and I hope I don't lose it. And I look forward to having a great season covering the New Orleans Pelicans.
Can't wait to have you back on, Rashad.
Rashad, so do we.
All right, peace, fellas.
See you, bro.
All right, Brody. God damn.
I wonder how many. Yeah, I mean,
we will get a text.
The bots hate that. Bots hate to see that.
Look, that might be the last time. Look, I hope y'all cherish that because that might be the last time we got a chance to talk to Rashad Milligan on the show.
But if go to the next one, the next one.
Yeah, we'll just I mean, hey man, but we really appreciate him, man, giving his insight. I think it's very valuable from where his past is in Atlanta, the comparisons, his relationships, his time experiences with Dejounte Murray, Sadiq Bey, some of the guys that came over, and so that's pretty good, man.
Before we move on, sorry, Justin. What do y'all think about? But I don't want to get into a full-fledged conversation. You got to add the run, Justin. You got to add the run.
No, you good, bro. It was Lala's right for the Zion presser, but go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, what did y'all make of the Hawk lack of an interview? The fact that there's been no
of the Hawkins
discussions. Yeah.
I mean, y'all been calling for months. Like, what is there to say? Seriously,
like
bro.
You were the 14th pick, bro. Like there's the Pelicans.
Look, I was a Hawkins believer. I'm still gonna believe in Hawkins, but like, there's still better players overseas right now. There's better players overseas right now, and like he's got to show up, man. Like I don't know. I mean,
I believe you in your Hawkins, bro. You gonna
hope, bro. I just hope I hope he gets a fair shot in training camp, and he's got to have a good preseason. He's got to take that momentum starting tomorrow, have good practices into preseason, build up some confidence, because he's gonna get his chance. And if he fails, like that's it, bro. Like it's gonna be a quick pull.
Willie mentioned him randomly in a
shocking.
He was talking about he gave a random lineup combination, and you guys can correct me.
Was this in the interview? Was this the interview when he said you better watch out, we're coming? You better have your seatbelt or something?
No.
I read that interview.
No, I didn't read it.
I did not. This was today. This was today when he was talking about, I think it was Jordan Poole. He was talking about he randomly talked about what Jordan Poole can do, and then he mentioned Trey Murphy and he mentioned Jordan Hawkins.
So basically the shooters of the team.
There you go. Five, go ahead.
You has anyone caught the interview of Kevin Garnett talking about Avery Bradley like his rookie year? Like I think Avery's like coaching some like high school team or AAU team, whatever. And KG's talking to the team about his first time seeing him. He's like, man, this light-skinned cat, earrings, just got drafted, like whoop, pretty boy, blase blah. And they sent him to the G League, and he was pissed about it. And when he went to the G League, he was killing. Didn't have a haircut, nothing. When he came back, he had a scar under his eye, and he said the first practice he just dunked on Perk. He said, "Motherfucker, I ain't going back." Jordan Hawkins needs to have that type of like, don't get a haircut, bro. Don't feel good about yourself. You better be the tough, rugged motherfucker walking in that gym. Like, no, I've got that a couple times. Like, I hope Hawk feels like the world is against him. Because here's what I'm saying. Like, Justin, you keep talking about like he's gonna get a shot. He needs to feel like he may not get a shot. He needs to feel like it may not happen.
But why? But why not have that mentality day 1, 2 years ago?
Because it was given. Like you never know. Yeah, you don't know how a person is until they back against the wall. If your back not really against the wall, we don't know who you really are.
Look, Five. I think you kind of landed your plane perfectly there. He better start playing like the world is against, like his back is against the wall. Or he's gonna be playing for the world. He's gonna be playing outside of the country, and he's gonna be playing in someplace else in this world if he doesn't, end up playing that way. Unfortunately, and that's just the truth. And I think that's kind of, I thought it was odd too, Chaz, that the interview was that long, and it was like, okay, all right, and they just kicked him out basically. But it's like at this point, like they asked the question about the extension. No one has any really expectations because what is there really to expect? It's really at this point about him showing and proving, because he has to.
But Chris, like I don't want to like harp too much on Jordan Hawkins. That's not like I'm trying to be disrespectful, but like we got the Zion thing coming up. But like he's just got to make shots. It's not like he has to make this like draft. To me, Jared, he's got to make shots. He's got to make shots. That's his role. You got to make shots. He's not shooting well. That's my issue. Jared, go ahead. I'll let you go.
A man cannot live on bread alone, dog. You can't survive in the NBA on one fucking thing.
But he doesn't have a thing. There's not even a thing there yet. At least give me one thing.
You need to be able to have something else.
But he doesn't. That's the problem.
Well, we're just having a meaningless conversation. We are. Well, the writing is on the wall. That's Chaz, to answer your question. That's the reason why the interview was 4 minutes, because we already know the result.
Yep.
Well, all right.
Well,
time to get into the next interview here, which is 15 minutes.
Hey, before we start this, smash the like button. We got like 278 people in here. Subscribe to the channel, do all that shit. Help out the show.
You all right?
Yeah, just action, man. Fucking action.
We're so back.
All right, yeah.
So fucking back.
Oh man, we're here, man. Come on, let's go ahead.
The focus in this past summer was, build a relationship with Joe, Troy, and just stay locked in on the game. Watch a lot of film, and I've been working with Teaspoon a lot this past summer.
Can we stop it there, Lala?
And you might as well not.
Look, hey, I'm gonna tell you, bro. I'll tell you right now.
What up, Adam Stevens? I ain't seen you in a minute.
I don't mind it. I don't mind that Zion's working with Teaspoon if he's comfortable with it. If that's always a show up and he's getting work in. If my question to you is, I guess whoever wants to answer this, what does the organization think about that? And do you think that they're happy about that? Because I know Griff was under, I guess Teaspoon and Griff were, or Griff brought in Teaspoon, but like, do y'all think the organization's actually happy about Zion working back out with Teaspoon? You don't think it's a big deal?
I wouldn't say it's a big deal. I would think they probably a bit more indifferent because whom on the organization could he be working with? I mean, you got some people they might work with the guard whisperer. Then you got the other people, they might work with the ball hog glove guy. You got some people go work with Hakeem. Like, there's not like a go-to guy necessarily. Because again, on the staff, they didn't necessarily add like a ton of people. And for Zion, I mean, I don't really know like if we wanted him to work with a specialist necessarily to expand his game. So I don't think him working with Teaspoon does any harm necessarily. I'm just not sure what it adds.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something, Justin. He could have worked with us.
Yeah.
If he was in shape, they wouldn't have cared. They would have turned a blind eye to it. He could have been working Mondays. Okay, Justin, Monday and Tuesdays, Coach Justin, you got him. Okay, Wednesday, Chaz, you got him. Thursdays is good for 5, great. Fridays I got him, and then Lito and Ross got him for the weekend. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered if he came in. If their best player arrived in shape like this and he was ready to go, they wouldn't have cared who the hell was working with him. It wouldn't have mattered. Never mind. Go ahead.
Just to add my 2 cents. My bad. I'm just gonna add my 2 cents. Based on how Zion looks currently, right? We can determine that Teaspoon was not the problem.
Oh.
I just want to make that clear. If we're being revisionist, she was not the issue.
She ain't got a job right now, right?
Hey man, looks like somebody should be making some calls, right?
To me, it seems like she's Zion's personal trainer. That's what it seems to me.
But he has to earn that back, though.
What do you mean?
I think he has to show that he's a valuable asset beyond just his name and his talent. And then
I don't think she'll be let back. I don't think she'll work for the Pelicans again, but I do think that I do personally think that she works with Zion personally.
Yeah.
Okay, Lala.
That relationship, what's that been like? Just kind of getting to know him and see what his vision is.
I like Joe. What you see is what you get. He's gonna hold me accountable, and as he holds me accountable, he's gonna give me a lot of responsibilities as well, which I'm excited for and I look forward to. And I know he's gonna hold me to a really high standard, and if I slip up or anything, I know he's gonna be right there to make sure I'm get right back on path.
How much
Pause it.
embrace that responsibility?
Well, perfectly, because it was asked how much would he embrace that responsibility. And shout out to our dog who's saying it's not just Teaspoon, it's Teaspoon and Phil Holmes. So shout out to Phil. Love that song Phil wrote In the Air Tonight. Great song. So with Zion, though, do y'all think y'all know that song? I can hear it.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Oh, no, shout out to Coach. Don't fuck with you, Coach. But still. Do y'all think he's excited about because we've seen Zion, when he's the quote unquote big man on campus. Like, I love this competitive shit. We've seen that guy. So how do we think he's like oh boy, finally got my chance here, and he's trying to play it all cool. What y'all think?
Okay, Jared.
I truly think this is like a breath of fresh air for him, like a new standard for him. I think he finally feels like the team is his, but also at a point where he wants the responsibility. It's it's difficult to give somebody something that they don't even know that they want yet. Like, I don't think Zion at 18, 19 years old should have been the face of a franchise. I think Griff saw that. I don't think he wanted that responsibility or needed it. Like, he had some issues that he needed to solve, like, personally. And I mean, he had a crazy way of going about, solving said issues. And I mean, life is life, bro. I'd be damned if I'm here judging somebody else, because I've done some wild stuff in my life. So, but however he got to this point, he's here. And at the right time, he got connected with the, president of basketball operation that could speak the language to him and get him to kind of like accept some responsibility and get him to understand it. But you have to be willing to understand it to accept it. So, and I think he's just at that point. So it's just kind of like the perfect time for him.
Chaz, to your question, like when I was watching this interview, I was actually thinking about, like how he says Joe's going to hold him to a high standard and this and that. And it made me think of like when y'all were talking about, especially you, Chaz, like his best season was under Stan Van Gundy. And Stan Van Gundy was a guy that was no bullshit. You see what you get with Stan, right? Like there's accountability, there's a standard. This is how we're going to play. This is what I expect. And I think that Zion responds to that, right? Like I still go back to that Stan Van Gundy, Coach K conversation of how do I get this guy on the court? It's like, you got to let him play. You got to let him be, but you got to hold him to a standard. And I truly do think that this is going to be a different Zion, because there's going to be accountability with Joe Dumars. And what we've heard is like, Joe ain't fucking around. Like, once again, like we can talk about like the trade and the signings and what all like the moves, whatever. You can have your opinion. I know for a fact, we all know for a fact what we've been hearing. Joe ain't fucking around. People are on eggshells inside that building. So it's either you show up and do your work or you're replaced. And I at least respect that with Joe. Lala, you can go.
Get a chance to be the accountable.
I love it. I can't even lie to you. I love it. Like I said, me, Joe, Troy, we sat down and, we had some man-to-man conversations. They embraced me. And I just told them, no, I'm not going to let y'all down. If they believe in me that much, it helped a lot. It helped a lot that they really believed in me. And like I said, man-to-man conversations, they're going to hold me accountable. But with that accountability, they're giving me a lot of responsibilities, and I'm here for it.
Is he implying that the previous regime did not believe in him with those comments?
I think he's straight out saying it, to be honest. Honestly, I feel like there might have been a cultural disconnect as far as David Griffin is I've just never heard David Griffin complimented necessarily by anyone. I just, people just don't go around saying, oh, Griff, my dog. Like, that's not something you're going to hear necessarily. And I think Troy Weaver, I can tell the way Troy Weaver talked, and the fact that Joe grew up, with Rodman and just in that era with Rodman and Magic and Zeke and them dudes, allegedly there was a lot of substances involved. So when you're talking to people who've been in the headlines for nefarious things, whether they're innocent or not, the first thing you're gonna ask them as a man taking over the complex, you're gonna say, man, what's going on with you? Like what's up? What the fuck happening? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna hug them and be like, oh, it's okay, woe is me. You're like, no, what's going on here? Because now you got him fired. Now I'm here. I can't have you get me fired. So tell me what's happening. Like, and no judgment here.
I think similar to what Chaz is saying, Justin, you're seeing him basically say that Joe or just Joe has connected with Zion. And part of it could be timing, or part of it could just be Joe connects with people differently than or is connecting with Zion differently than maybe David Griffin was able to. Maybe it appears that Joe he's went out of his way to say they've had conversations about a lot of things on and off the floor. He said that multiple times. So, and then yes, it also helps that Joe was a Hall of Fame player and a Hall of Fame executive. So there's a little bit level of respect just before he says a word. If their actions match it, you're seeing someone that maybe, it's not to say that maybe the previous regime didn't believe in him necessarily, but when you look at everything, it just so happens with every, the no CJ, no Brandon, they've emptied pretty much the leadership hierarchy out and put it all on him in combination with, seeming to have connecting with him in ways that maybe previous people couldn't. And to do that, you have to know what Zion needs. And we've said it a lot on the show. If you give Zion, an opportunity to kind of, it looks like in previous, he's someone that needs to be coached. He needs to be held accountable. He needs direction. He needs help. He may not be the person that's always going to say he needs the help. Joe has seemed to been direct about that. And I think that has to lead into the fact that that builds trust and that builds belief. And I'm not sure how much of trust he had in the previous regime.
All right, Lala, you can go.
I know you're like a student of the game, a historian of the game, I guess. How much does it help just knowing Joe Dumars and his resume?
I don't know why he does it.
I've had some moments where I was, I'd be sitting with him and I'm like, man, this is Joe Dumars. This dude's an NBA champion, finals MVP and stuff like that. I'm like, this dude was a part of the bad boys. And I have to lock back in the conversation. Like, okay, let me see what he's saying. But it's dope. Because I know he sees the game in a way in how I was trained in the game. Like how I was trained was kind of their era of basketball. So I know we kind of see the game in similar ways a lot.
Boy, I got these wings fire like a motherfucker. This is not KFC though. But the one thing I just thought, it just hit me. These wings is fire. That's why I had to leave, because I hadn't got delivery. But these he's a Jordan guy, right? Jordan brand guy. He was overseas with Jordan as recent as this summer. Who is Jordan? The only bad boy Piston Jordan likes is Dennis Rodman and Joe Dumars. So Zion, Joe Dumars, like tell us about Mike. Mike, this is Mike. Joe said, he said he had you locked up on defense. They're like, what? They're like, so there's gonna be some banter there. This is just a camaraderie. He's in the midst of greatness. Now he has the opportunity to join the ranks. So I really just thought about that connection and how much Michael Jordan has complimented Joe Dumars over the years.
Zion really might be a basketball historian. He really might. Like for him to be geeking over Joe Dumars, bro, that shit president of basketball operations, but he's really yo, I get to ask him questions about basketball and really get an answer that he wouldn't have gotten. Yeah, he can't ask Willie these questions.
Or David Griffin.
Of course not David Griffin. Because he would just bring up LeBron, and he doesn't like LeBron, and it's just all bad.
Go ahead, Lala.
So Joe said that he talked to you about the difference between talent and greatness. What does that mean to you?
Talent is more of a natural thing. You can look at somebody and go, okay, they're really talented. Greatness is every day. Greatness is when you don't want to do it, when you want to do it. If you're facing crazy adversity, good, bad, no matter what's going on, greatness, you do it every day. You show up every day and you make it happen every day.
Zion, there's been a lot of changes in the organization since you got here, including head coach the first few years. This is your 5th year now working with Willie. How big is that continuity and that familiarity with your head coach?
It helps. It definitely helps a lot.
Pause it.
I'm sorry.
5
I'm sorry, my hands fucked up. I couldn't get the mouse. But what I was gonna say was that would have been a perfect opportunity to say, do you want to be great? That would have just been perfect. It would have been perfect. But I don't want to, armchair GM this thing or armchair media guy this thing, But still, that would have been perfect follow-up.
years, a long time. Me and Coach Green, we've had a lot of great conversations. Me and him have definitely locked in on and off the court. And he can talk to me. He can talk to me and I can talk to him. We have that relationship to where, if he sees something and maybe I see something else, that I can be vocal on it and, vice versa.
Can we stop it right there? Because I think it's important he said that, because if he truly believes that, if he truly believes he can be vocal, then I want to see it early on. I want to see him be vocal early on of if he's not getting his touches, if he's not getting his shots, he's not getting to his spots. I need a Travis Kelce, Andy Reid type conversation coming off the court. I need one of those. I got to see that. So if Zion says that he's got this relationship with Willie and all this other stuff, and I can say things to him and he can say things to me, then I want to see it early on.
Responsibilities, and that's something you want. Well, you kind of envision those responsibilities being
Whatever they needed to be, whatever the team needed to be, whatever my team needs, that's what I'll do.
You mentioned the importance of them believing in you. Could you reflect a little bit on what it is about the last 6 years that made you wonder or need to hear that they believed in you?
The past is going to stay in the past.
Yep.
And I'm only looking forward to the future. That's all I have to say on that.
We can stop.
You've had
telling, isn't it?
Well, I think he trained like me, but this guy is slick. People see Zion play like that meek, humble, play that role, right? This motherfucker is a sharp communicator. He knows how to say a lot of things without really saying it. He just threw Griff all the way under the bus, right? But he had to chill because Griff ain't above leaking some shit about you. So he just had to pass the pass. I'm looking forward. But introduce the man.
Look at his face.
Though. Look at him. Look at him.
Perfect.
Introduce the man last, bro. That's all we was asking. All we was asking, could you at least introduce him last when he's available? We couldn't even get that.
I got a theory.
Oh, Lolly, what you got?
So you know how Joe was like, Willie's in my office every day, right? We talk every day, right? And then Zion says he meets with Joe and Troy. And I wonder, I'm like, is Willie ever in the office while they meet? Because when he said trust, right? We talk about trust. He brought up Joe and Troy. They believe in me. But he never said Willie. He never mentions the coach. I mean, the coach believing in you is like a really important aspect in all this, right?
I think it's the most important aspect.
I would think so. But that was not in Zion says thing. I think y'all are right. Like Zion says a lot without saying much.
There's clearly it may not be on the same level of a disconnect as he had with previous, let's just say the previous regime, but it's there. There's some kind of disconnect that's there that may not ever really be able to be complete, which is okay if they can find a way to win. They don't have to be on the same accord all the time. True. But you can tell that they are that the moment he gets the at least my opinion, that if whatever happened or whatever type of feelings or whatever type of experiences he had with Griffin, Willie can't be that far behind. And right now, he's just saying what he has to say to get through this part or this period, which can't blame him.
You played with some veterans and some really great players. I mean, Brandon Ingram's not here anymore. CJ was obviously, call it an adult in the room or super veteran, Mr. President, whatever. A guy who could really
don't gas that man.
You know what I'm saying? With those guys not here, and you have these two new rookies and guys like Trey who are obviously coming along. Do you feel any pressure to be more of that vocal leader to rally the troops when you guys are down? To not just do it with your ball, with your play, but also with on the sideline?
Not at all. I don't feel any pressure, to take on that role. And I have to thank the guys you named, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Larry Nance, and just other vets that I had as I've been on my NBA journey.
My bad. I don't think he understood the question. And I think he answered. I think that whoever asked the question was asking, do you feel pressure to live up and meet that standard? And I think he was answering. I think he was answering the question like, do you feel overwhelmed by the pressure? He's like, no, I don't feel the pressure. So I'm not sure he really understood that question. But I thought it was a good question, though. Shout out to CJ.
I think I don't know. Maybe the reporter. My bad. Maybe the reporter added like too much context.
Right?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like just ask the question to him so maybe he can, because I thought he was more so interpreting it as, yeah, they're gone, so all the responsibility falls on me. Do I feel pressure to, take on all of this responsibility that they left, in a sense?
And especially CJ. I got to give CJ a big shout on that. CJ really put me on game to a lot of things, watching how he carried himself, how he moved, when he spoke and stuff like that. He really put me on game to a lot of things. So I feel like there's going to be no pressure on making that transition.
To that point, y'all have added some veterans this summer, like Poole, like Looney, who have championship experience. Like, how much do you feel like adding some of that veteran presence can help this team this year?
It helps a lot. I mean, those dudes won a championship.
Pause it.
I have it on good authority. I got the best sources in the business. Got it on good authority that Zion was eager to play with some hoopers, man. Zion was eager to play with some high caliber players, high character guys, more caliber versus character. And I think him saying it means a lot is a hell of a what's the word I'm looking for? Endorsement of Jordan Poole and Kevon Looney. And he speaks about their accolades, and he spoke glowingly about Joe Dumars' accolades. I think for as great as CJ is and was, he didn't win a ring. And that jewelry, and he didn't win a ring as a guy. I don't mean the 12th man. He didn't win a ring as a guy. So that jewelry be talking, bro. That jewelry be talking. So shout out to CJ and shout out to Joe for getting building out this roster, man.
That's what we all strive for. So they not only won the championship, but they went through the journey, went through the playoffs. They felt the energy and they lived it. So that type of experience, you just can't get anywhere.
Trey mentioned that a lot of rookies coming in, they're kind of quiet, they're kind of feeling things out before they are vocal. But he mentioned that with the two lottery picks, they aren't.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say you ain't talking about our rookies.
What's your impression of them? Either on or off the court so far.
Man, I like those dudes, man. They each got their own personality, and they're not quiet. They're vocal, but they're not an arrogant vocal. They want to learn. They want to work.
Can you stop real quick, Lala? Because one thing that I remember, I think it was JJ Redick said it when he first came to the Pelicans. He was like, I've never seen such a quiet group, right? I've never seen the plane be so quiet. He said one of along those lines. So it's refreshing to hear that these rookies, and to Zion's point, like they're not arrogant, but like they're likable, they're vocal, they seem like they want to work. Jeremiah Fears, obviously, I mean, they got to change the fucking padlock on the gym, so he can't get in. Obviously, Derek Queen, you got PV. Like it's refreshing to hear a rookie class not be like, quiet or whatever. Like they're excited to be there. They're bringing a lot of energy, like what rookies should do, right? Rookies should have a shitload of energy and want to play as hard as possible. So I think that's an important thing that Zion just said there.
I can't wait for the world to really, get introduced to them, like as a Pelican.
You mentioned the two guys that had played in Golden State that won championships as far as their experience and maybe some of the intangibles. But on the court, what are you looking forward to about playing with Jordan Poole and Kevon Looney?
I'll start with Loon. Iron Man kind of guy. How he gets rebounds is not just luck or something. Like you can tell he strategically plans everything out defensively and offensively, and he's one of those guys that I'm definitely going to look to a lot whenever I'm looking for those small things to get the edge over somebody, especially with footwork. I think Poole.
Similar to Jordan Poole, I want to give Zion some props here. Five mentioned Zion being a basketball historian because of all the other shit that has happened throughout his time being in New Orleans, and because of the games missed and so on and so forth, and just the on and off, just the stuff off the floor. You haven't gotten a chance to really appreciate certain parts about Zion. And we talk, and when we watch him in previous media days or do interviews, it feels like he's always, withholding. It feels like, he's playing this back and forth between being a media guy, or protecting the brand and saying what he really wants to say. And I gotta this answer was one of the more pro basketball things that I've heard him say. I'm talking about period since he's been in New Orleans. I'm used to just a regular answer. Like last media day, he didn't look like he cared. He didn't look like he wanted to be there. He didn't look like it was just, he was annoyed with whatever was going on. But him pointing to Kevon Looney's ability to grab rebounds, how he grabs rebounds, there's a point, a process behind it. I'm going to go to him for certain nuances and things. Like, I think even for someone at his level, every now and then Zion will say some things basketball wise and be like, he a lot smarter than maybe he gets credit for. And I'm hoping that if they can have some kind of success, if they can continue, to keep him on the floor, just like we talk about how he adjusts from one half to the next better than some of the players that we've seen, how quickly he processes things and he makes adjustments without maybe even being told to. We need to see more of this, and I'm hoping that this is just the start of it. Because that was really insightful. I don't know if everyone, maybe someone that doesn't know, they only watch this part and they don't know who Kevon Looney is. That gives you a little bit of a piece of what he does well, and that was good to see.
Poole kind of speaks for himself. Like, I think our chemistry, especially in transition, wanting to play fast, I think we're gonna have a lot of exciting moments, and that's not even including Trey Murphy.
See, there's not a lot of flattering talk by experts, by people that watch how this team's been built by Joe and Troy over this summer. And for instance, Trey said that he's keeping the whole photo album dedicated to all the bad comments on his phone. So how are you viewing all that's being said about this team? How do you feel about the composition of this team?
I love the composition of this team. There was a time where I felt like Trey, where I kept tabs on it, kept notes on it. But nah, that's in the past for me. How I feel on it now, whatever you said at a certain time, when the time comes when we are in a certain position, you just got to stay over there. There's no coming over here.
Thank you, Zion. Thank you. Great teamwork. That's why he's a tremendous leader. He's going to do well this season. So I got these shirts. Stay over there. We worked diligently on these. Shout out to Zion. Got his approval on the design. Got the hoodies. It's getting cool out. Get a hoodie for the kids. They're going back to school. They're going to be trick-or-treating. You don't want the kids to get cold and get sick. Then you get sick because kids catch the worst colds. So I'll put the link in the chat. But shout out to Zion, man. You know, Zion, he's a guy who responds well to negativity. He's not a person who responds well to a bunch of glowing comments. You got to keep him, you know, right here. You got to keep him with 26 points. Should have had 27, Zion. Because that's how he responds. That's what makes him tick. And I admire that about him. I just hope he can keep that ship for the entirety of the season.
And Chaz, I don't think you're wrong with anything you said. But over the last 6 years, you have not shown up. There's been a lot of drama off the court. You haven't really played on the court. The criticism is fair. The criticism is fair. I like what he's saying. He looks good. He's saying all the right things. Now, if he stays on the court, he plays 70 games at an all NBA level, in which I know he can do, and he leads his team to the playoffs, in which I know he can do if he's on the court for 70 games. I'm about it. I just got to be able to see 70 games. So, like, it's not the stay. I love to stay over there. I'm cool with it. Like, I even quote tweet Bill Simmons. I stay over there. Like, I love Zion. I love his team. Like, I want to see them succeed. But, like, I gotta see him play 70. I gotta see it.
Hey, listen, Justin, I don't think you're wrong either. I do think that there is a innate problem within the NBA, or a growing problem within the NBA, giving, 19, 20, 21-year-olds $250 million.
Yep.
Like,
completely right.
And his, hopefully Michael Jordan is a mentor to Zion at this point, right? If he's connected to his brand. But Jordan even talked about this, where guys don't necessarily like earn the money. Everything is just based off potential. And then you become complacent because you've already kind of made it at that point.
Right.
So there's Zion is more so like the test case, or the perfect test case in our example, that you've been given something so early that now you're almost like trying to prove that why you got the money, but yet you already have the money. It's hard to do that when you already have it. When you don't have it, then you got something to work for. So hopefully now it's like he not even tripping on that. He's just trying to be great. So hopefully there's a realignment here, and we see something special this season.
That's well said, Jared. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Chad. No. Well, I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Jared, like, spot on, Chad's like, I just want to make this one real. Like, if you gave me $250 million and I was 19 years old, you're right. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do either. And nobody in the chat would. Like, nobody, like, $250 million at 19 years old? Yeah.
I'd be doing time. If you gave me $250 million, I'd be doing time. But yet and still, I'll say, I think also his answer was more towards appreciate you, King Sam. What color you got, brother? I think the question was more directed toward the team. I didn't like, we personalized it. We made it more so about him, but I think it may be more directed toward the team construction as a whole, because we getting killed in the media. We getting killed. Okay. Thanks, King, saying he got the great shirt for sure. That had the great.
Now, if that's the point, then Chaz, then yes, fine. Look, I liked what he said. Like, I'm fully like back. Like, I want to see Zion succeed. I want to see his team win. So I appreciate him saying it.
Thanks. That's winning, fellas.
Don't want validation. You don't even have to waste your time and say, "Oh, them guys really did it." I don't care. You just got to stay over there.
That's a bad boy mentality. You know that, right? That's what we're talking about here.
It can be or not. Don't really care. You just got to stay over there.
You want to say something, Jared?
Just tired of, stop with they're not the Pistons. This team's not going to be the Pistons. I don't give a flying fucking Dennis Rodman walk through the door tomorrow. Like, stop. Don't compare. We know Joe played for the Bad Boy Pistons. They won a chip. He was the executive over there at one point. They won a chip then. Like, that ain't New Orleans. That ain't here. Like, that ain't happening. So let's just move off that, please.
Yeah, I thought it was awkward follow up, to be honest.
Right.
What do you?
But this,
Yeah.
you know,
The NBA don't need
time this year.
I'm excited. I'm excited because I've seen him. I've seen the work he's put in. I've seen the jumps he's made, and this is going to be a really big year for Trey.
What have the scrimmages been like so far? I know that Joe talked about how you guys have been getting after it last couple of weeks in the gym. What have you seen?
You can tell with the energy that Joe has brought in the building that you're going to have to get after it. Nobody's going for none of that soft stuff. You're going to have to get after it. And as you said, kind of that bad boy mentality. Like, we're not out here about to.
I thought this entire statement about Joe was very telling. He was like, hey, you don't want to approach him all the time. So Joe is like, the fact that, in the words of Scott Kushner, and I can't believe him. Now, these are Scott Kushner's words, not mine. He was like, yeah, man, Joe's the kind of guy, he can I'm not going to say what Scott said, but he was like, Joe can give him a strong talking to. And Joe kind of, would you see how he's speaking about Joe? That's respect and a small mixture of fear. And I don't want to let you down. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to disappoint you. And that's respect right there. That's respect. And that's what Joe is bringing to this organization. Justin, you had something, Vibe?
No, I fully agree. I like it. Yeah. I told you, Joe's gonna change it.
But listen, he's talking about Joe.
Mm-hmm. It's not Willie.
Not Willie.
Not
Will. Not Will. Willie
Trying to the refs or anything.
Like now you start like, go ahead, Lyle. You can play it.
You just do it. You just literally got to do it.
Do you have any personal goals that you've written down, or just what you want to get accomplished this season?
Yeah, I have some goals. But those I keep to myself. So when that time does come, I know how to celebrate it.
You had a couple of players say about, what kind of great shape you're in and you good shape your body. Did you do anything different this year than you did in the past?
I gotta give that praise to Daniel Bowles, trainer with the Pels. Last year while I was rehabbing my hamstring, me and him sat down and we had a conversation. He was just like, Z, we need to figure this out. Like, when you come back from rehab, we want you to be better than before it happened, XYZ. What are some things you like to do? How can we make the workouts in a way to where you're having fun and you're really enjoying it? Boom, boom, boom. And we came up with a plan, and from boxing to working out on the football field a lot to just different random workouts. And during that time frame last year, I really felt a shift in my body to where I would look at him and go, dude, it feels good to feel good. I haven't felt like this since college, high school, just where I can walk in the gym and I'm like, I feel good.
You spent a lot of time working with teams when you mentioned this summer. What was it like just like getting back together working with her? And two, what areas of your game did you guys focus on?
That's my big sister. So it was an honor working with her and still working with her just because she's a Hall of Famer. Like, that's my big sister, but I know who she is in the basketball world. And
can we pause?
We put a lot of emphasis on.
I really feel like Teaspoon like is important for Zion. And I am it's part of I'm glad she's back in the city with Zion, because Zion seems like I don't know, whatever their relationship is, he's got a good relationship with her and he trusts her. Now, what is Teaspoon preaching? That's where I think there could be a disconnect between franchise and her. That's where you could run into some trouble. But if you wanted to have him with a clear mind, focus, I truly feel like Teaspoon's good for him. Like I don't know how y'all feel. Like I don't know if I'm wrong on that, but like I do have a feeling though. Like is the organization / coaching staff going to have a problem with this? I think that's a question remain to be answered.
Good. Oh, go ahead, Five.
No, I think Justin, you're right. Right. Although their relationship, the Pelicans, the organization, and Teaspoon's relationship ended. I don't know why. Right. Like we don't know who pulled that trigger. Was it Willie initiated? Was that Griff initiated? Right. And I think that may be, part of it. Right. And then maybe why Zion had some contempt after she left. But now it's a different version of Zion. But I think I think it might have been Chris said it earlier, or you might have said it, Justin, like he has to prove it now. Right. Like he has to earn that back where maybe they'll let, her come back into the gym or come back into the organization. I don't even know if she wants to be back into the organization. So I hope their relationship stays tight. Hopefully she can be on Zion's payroll until then.
That's how I feel. That's what I honestly think, Jared, is happening. I really do think that.
Oh, side note, just want to add this. This is the first time I've ever heard Zion say an athletic trainer's name.
Same.
In an interview.
What was the name? Do y'all remember the name?
Daniel Bove, Director of Performance and Sports Science.
Yep. ODB.
So, all right, man.
I'm glad you mentioned the point, or going back to still.
Yeah, Chris is frozen, but yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you good though.
I'll be back.
All right,
y'all go ahead.
Another Quaalude.
Yeah, man. I think look, man, whatever works, whatever gets you on the court.
Right.
As far as her and maybe having some conflicting ideas with what the coaches want, I don't really think that'll be much of a factor because she ain't on the staff. I truly don't know how much time they'll spend together throughout the season, to be honest, if she's not on the staff. But at the end of the day, man, you just got to play the game, though. You just got to show up and play. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think there's any good or worse advice that Teaspoon could give him. This guy, he just has to show up and deliver. There's a lot of people counting on him. I'm counting on him. I just made those shirts. So he got to show up and deliver.
Are we getting to the end of the Zion interview, or are we done?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's like one more thing.
Okay,
you got something?
No. I got
Hey,
that.
okay.
I got that video from Windhorse.
Oh yeah. We can end it now. You don't really say much. Just
I did see that from Wendy. Shout out to Wendy, man.
Yeah, why don't you play that, Chris, and then we'll go super chats.
Yeah. So this was one of the, like, with all the positive
Thanks, Lala.
praise that. Thanks, Lala. For
Thank you,
real.
Lala.
Always Lala.
With all of the positive praise that Zion got today, and everyone, liking to see what kind of shape she's in and some of the things he ended up saying, Windhorse shows the other side of this, in which we've talked about being constructive, being balanced about Zion's future. And while words are nice, actions matter.
I appreciate everything that he said, but actions have to carry over words at this point. The reality is this: 99% of NBA players, forget about 99% of all basketball players, 99% of NBA players, teams would have moved on from over this last 6 years. Because Zion Williamson is so immensely talented, the Pelicans stick with him as their hopeful franchise player. But what is being left unsaid, but is pretty clear with the actions of everybody, this is probably it. If he wants it to work in New Orleans, it's got to be now. It's got to show up in this season. And the thing about it is, defining success for the Pelicans is tough. They've got 4 different players, Malika, coming off surgery. This seems like it's a thing that always happens to them. It's happening again. They have 4 guys, including their lottery pick, Derek Queen.
Yeah.
They need Zion Williamson to do it now. And I'll tell you what, he's got almost $90 million over the next 2 seasons that are non-guaranteed.
That's right.
The Pelicans could cut him. In the apron era, that's something that they could do. And he would get another job, but he wouldn't make $90 million and he wouldn't be the franchise player. He's got a lot to play for this year.
I don't think he's saying nothing wrong, honestly. I think he saying what we all say. Like, the talk is good, You know, when Zion's healthy, Zion bad motherfucker. It's all about him staying on the court, truthfully, and that's really the long and short of it. He's in a similar position, like, yo, you playing for your career because you don't want to be like Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons has way more notches in his belt than Zion. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you don't want he on the outside of the league looking in right now. So time to show and prove, brother.
But Chris, I feel like we've been saying that for the last 2-3 years. Like, this got to be it, right? Like, this has to be it.
Yeah, I mean, where do you go from here? If we're talking about, like, even if it's not the end of him in New Orleans, this just feels like the last year. If we're talking about him reaching anywhere close to the guy that he was drafted to be, we're talking about him leading a franchise. He has to make strong, positive strides this season.
What does a strong, positive stride look like in your opinion?
Well, you know, I really don't like to get into like wins or losses. I'm more so focused on those coming out, competing and controlling what they can control and really playing with high intensity and effort.
Force? Do you play with force?
Yeah. Force, and then the wins will happen from there.
You have to give him credit though.
Man, listen,
that was good.
I think Zion, for it to be a true positive, like he has to make the All NBA team, first, second, and third team. That's to be honest, I think that's it for me. And he's in a very peculiar situation where, you know, like we talked about, like the middle class of the NBA is dwindling. So if he doesn't play well, if something happens again, where does that put Zion? Like you'll never be at the high end again. Like it won't happen again. Like, or the likelihood of that happening again is very, very low. But you lose out on so much if you do, and then you just don't know. You'll just always be a guy like that didn't make it, and then maybe you'll blame it on the organization. But at the end of the day, Zion will have to look in the mirror and kind of blame himself. Oh, what's up, Dr. Donald? How you doing, bro?
What up, Doc?
So
I agree with 5.
I think the stride got to be playoffs. We can say All NBA. I gotta see a playoff game. It's been
Just make
6
the first
years.
round.
Yeah, look, make the first round. I gotta see him in a playoff series. I
Y'all really don't count that Lakers game as I mean, it's not a series, but y'all, you don't count that as the postseason.
No, Chaz, you're definitely was a postseason game and he dropped 40. What's that look like over a 7-game series? I mean, they were literally
and it was the
win
second game,
bro.
and it was the second game versus the Lakers.
So, like, you're right, Chaz.
But it's not a series. It's not a series.
I've seen him in a postseason game against one of the greatest basketball player to ever live. And yeah, I said it. 40. LeBron, yeah, that conversation always is comical.
In
40
in that locker room, they were talking about it.
40.
They were talking about like, oh, that motherfucker almost got us,
and there was nothing they could do. Anthony Davis had no answers. LeBron had no answers. That dude was a bad man. But it was look like a playoff series.
But you know why people like that always get second chances?
Because
they're like Jay Electronica, shout out to the God. He just dropped like 2 albums because he can rap. Like if he couldn't, no one would care. What's his name? Greg Oden. Man, I remember it was a big deal. Greg Oden signed with the Miami Heat. Greg Oden didn't even have knees at this point. It's like Greg Oden signed with the Heat. The Heat definitely gonna win this season. Dude played like 3 games though. Like those players with those high expectations and high profiles. All it's gonna take is it's a narcotic. If Zion come out the first 5 games, he acting a fool. It's gonna be like, oh, see, all he needed was a little bit of a talking to.
Yo, what is Griff gonna look like if Zion just goes crazy this year?
Oh, he gonna look crazy. He gonna look crazy.
Just say like Zion fucks around, gets like second All NBA team. Like Pelicans, Griff might never work in the league again.
Griff gonna be burning candles, praying against that.
Chris, want to do super chats? Get out. 2 out, man. 2 hour show. Shout out to y'all.
2 hours. Appreciate y'all, man.
Smash like, shout out to y'all, bro.
Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, gotta show love again to the guy to the super chats from earlier, man. X, appreciate
like Dante Hall.
Yeah, man. We got Zeke here earlier, man. Appreciate you, dog. Throwing the $10 on your birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, God.
Happy birthday.
We got Trey. Trey with the
Jalen.
$5 here. Of course, we got Jalen, man. Shout out to Coach Joe Ritchie, and shout out to you, man, for hope he continues to be in good health and continues to progress, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, what else we got here? All right, let's go ahead here.
Good for a couple, yeah.
All right, be Supreme. I'm wait. Oh,
This is the Reddit thread.
I blindly clicked this, but I'm glad I did. Be Supreme. I'm way behind on this video, but that Reddit thread is pure hate. Glad y'all said what y'all said. Best Pelicans news source right here on BKM. Be Supreme, man. We really appreciate you, man. Look, again, if you're gonna lie about something about a story, you're gonna make up one.
The story,
make it.
I have not read the Reddit thread.
So Chad, like there is a crazy Reddit thread where there's people hate us. So shocking, right? So
Right.
and look, there was some guy who just made up an insane lie of just like one of us got drunk and used our credential and like challenged somebody. It was challenging somebody in the Pelicans organization. We're just like, I started laughing. Like I was like, this is one of the bigger lies I've ever heard in my entire life. Like
this happened
we got
last year,
intoxicated.
apparently, right?
It happened last year where we all
We
attended.
was already
one
out.
We
Right?
were already out. Like the dude's a fucking loser. And so like he just made up this stupid ass lie and like it's just not true, but people talk. It's crazy. I think it's entertaining and hilarious, to be honest with you.
And no, I'm not gonna do that. Somebody say fuck's sake, Chaz. That wasn't me.
The Reddit thread is like crazy though.
It's a little crazy.
Like
David O'Connor. Chris definitely got a Teague jersey with no drawers on.
Oh my God, David.
Whatever works, David.
That's worth the fine right there, David. God damn.
That's insane.
That's fineable.
Chris, read it.
For those of y'all, yeah. For those of y'all that don't know that trend, man, just leave me out of it, man. All right.
I never heard of that one. That's what's happening in the streets. What that's called?
It's a with no drawers on. It's a long story. I don't have the time. Yeah, bro.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna have to. I gotta see you the. Well, I can't see you.
Never mind. Next question.
It's not. No. It's 2K. It's the video game, bro. It's not. Jeff T not literally out here with no drawers on, bro. It's not that. All right,
that's why we need censorship. Shout
out to,
bro. Go ahead. That was crazy.
All right. Yeah.
Shout out to loud, like no draws, eh? Talking my dog loud in the building.
No wonder 520 going up. All right. Yeah. I think Washington may have humbled Poole. He got big headed in George Washington. What am I talking about? And Golden State, Washington was awful. New Orleans Pelicans in a way. Could be another Golden State for him because he's around talent again and doesn't have to be the guy, so to speak. Fine. What you think about that?
I don't know. I think there's a plus to being around other talented people, right? Like, and you can get back into your role. Now another thing he probably like misses out in Golden State is like the elite coaching, but other than that, just being around other talented players and people trying to win. Because I don't think Washington again wasn't trying to win. He teamed up with some cats that, super young. They're trying to grow in their own thing. He's trying to bring championship culture by himself to an organization that's trying to lose. So difficult situation. So hopefully Jordan can get back to being Jordan in the winning process here.
So Calvin talking big shit. Justin, go Yankees.
Who's talking shit about that?
Kelvin.
He said Aaron Judge will smack the shit out of what's the dude with Big Poppy? Oh, you had to go there.
What's going on here?
Aaron Judge. This is just childish.
I just made that up.
This is fucking childish.
I can't even think of no motherfucking Red Sox.
Hey, you look Big Poppy.
Yeah, that's the only one I knew.
All right, one more star question, and then we out of here, man. This is from B Thomas. Shout out to B Thomas.
Shout out to B Thomas.
What are Fears' expectations this year? just showing he can set the table, control tempo of a game, or just understanding of the NBA game? That's a really good question. I like that. Justin, what you think?
Shout out to you, B. Thomas. Thanks for the question. To be honest with you, it's the last. Just an understanding of the NBA game. I can't think or expect a 19-year-old rookie to set the table for Trey Murphy and Zion Williamson and learn a brand new offensive system and schemes and game plans and matchups. Like that's going to be very hard for a 19-year-old to understand. I do think though, just learning the ins and outs and the daily just grind of an NBA season, right? Like he's used to literally playing a high school schedule. Then he got 35 games in college, and now he's here. You go. You're in the NBA. I mean, you're traveling, you're practicing, you're working up, you're ramping up, right? And then you're right into the season. There's not really a lot of practices. You're fucking traveling. You're staying in hotels every different night, and then like you go back home for a week, and then like it's a lot. And so like I think for Queen and Fears. Queen's obviously a little bit older, but Fears especially, I just want him to learn the ins and outs of a just daily NBA schedule because it's a fucking grind, man. And like to put that type of like responsibility for a 19-year-old to set the table for these guys is I don't think he can do that right now. But I do think he's gonna be a hell of a player.
I just want him to go win that backup job. That's my only expectation. Go win that backup job.
How many minutes a night would you like to see from Fears?
I'd like to see roughly 15.
I think he could get to 10. 15 would be, if he got to 15, then he's doing something right.
Well, the reason I say 15 is because for me, I don't necessarily need him to orchestrate the second unit. I kind of just want him to be like shot out of a cannon. Like, no,
chaos.
Just chaos. Like, just go out there, get to the rim, get to the free throw line, just make these motherfuckers hate you. And next year, we're going to focus on everything else. Just because this year is such a important year, Joe, I don't care what you say. You got to make the playoffs this year. But I just want him to win that backup job, no matter how he does it.
By the way, guys, I did send you guys.
You did not.
I did send you guys the Jeff Teague no draws story, so you guys can understand it. It's in the group chat, so everyone knows, so you guys can be up to date. Yo, man, that's the end of this damn show. Over 2 hours, 200 plus people here, but we appreciate every one of you guys, man. We appreciate once again all the super chats. Rashad Milligan for coming in. Again, another great what's the word I'm looking for here? Segue here. Yeah, there you go. Another great job by him today at Media Day. We appreciate him pulling up, man, connecting with everybody. And yeah, man, this is pretty much the end for us. We will be here again on Sunday per usual, 8 o'clock. So yeah, man, y'all tap in with the rest of the week. Check in with the morning show, buy some shirts. Yeah, man, buy some shirts.
I'm out, y'all.
Chad's gonna lose it.
What happened?
What happened? Chaz might legitimately leave.
This is ridiculous.
What's going on?
This is ridiculous.
What's going on?
Don't worry about it.
Joseph needs the super chat. We can pull it up.
Okay.
Super chat. We got
man.
Pull it up.
Well, yeah, they'll put some, add a couple dollars to it, and then we can, we can read it, bro. I have no idea what happened.
That makes it sound even worse.
Yeah, it does.
Why? I don't know what was said. I don't know what was
Chris
said,
can't
man.
sign off. Chris can't sign off.
But yo, man, for myself, for Justin, for Chaz, for 5 Pro Pels Talk Media Day recap is over with. We'll holler at y'all later on in the week. Y'all be safe out there.
Peace.